Yeah, lights up.
Right. Jamie, why are you so low down? You moved your camera.
Yeah, because you could see me cock.
Ah, fair.
You scanning a pizza? Fatty. Absolute fatty. Anyone got a topic for tonight?
We just converse.
You use a DSLR, don't you, Rook?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there.
It does sound very,
Oh, so much background noise there.
Yeah.
a lot of reverb. That's what it is.
What about now?
Mm-hmm.
Still reverby.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's all changed.
Oh. I
Is this
kinda
good
see.
now?
Yeah, that's fine now.
Yeah, that's all right now.
I mean, I can turn it up a lot more like that.
Say something then.
Good.
I said I can turn it up a lot more like that.
I turned it up when I said that. That's
Wow,
why
you
I
didn't make
just
that
left it.
clear. No, we're all like, well.
I was waiting for the audio comparisons coming. Oh, that sounds good. What's that?
Someone had echoing when I was speaking before. Just heard it again when you did that.
You heard me do that twice?
Hmm.
I can't. Nah, mate, I think you're trying shit.
I just heard it again then. Maybe it's your end.
You're the only one hearing this.
Jordan's not really concentrating. Well, they're both not concentrating.
Maybe it's your end.
I'm looking for new icons, mate.
I'm trying to see if I can take painkillers with promethazine.
Yeah, mate.
Well,
You can take anything with anything. You just have to trial and error, you know?
You don't get much chance to error. It's kind of a one and done sort of thing.
Jordan's not going to be around for the next podcast, boys.
I hope so.
Depends what fucking painkiller you're taking.
Man's
You're on
on
it.
straight
You're always on
heroin.
that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, these are just regular old paracetamol.
Oh, you can take paracetamol with anything. Fucking,
All right.
you can. Paracetamol are the most peaceful little drugs.
I almost spat them back out then.
Oh, hang on. What thing are we? Screens? Where's everyone at?
normal, mate. Your top left.
It's been a while.
Jordan, bottom left, rock, bottom right.
Cannot move a video while non-video participants are hidden. Who's lurking in here?
Wait, what?
I can't move anyone. I'm gonna leave.
Are pigeons an issue at your home or business?
What?
Yes.
Then we're ready.
Ready, mate?
Hi everyone, welcome to episode 5 of the Stay Still podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic day. There's me.
Hold on a minute. I'm not ready. I just said.
Jamie over there. We're starting. We're going for it. Jamie's over there.
Mate. You can
Jordan,
restart it.
Rock.
You can restart it because I was messaging my mother. Go on.
Listen, the intro's done now.
No, it's not. Restart it.
Why?
Because I wasn't ready. I was messaging my mum. I don't want that on video, do I?
Well, you know it's already staying in.
If the energy's there, the energy's there.
Hi everyone, welcome to the
Jordan's
episode
not
5
ready
of the
now.
Stay
Jordan's
Still.
not ready.
I'm not doing it again. I'm gonna go in a minute. I'm not doing it again.
Jordan was nice.
I put my head down because the fucking intro was fine and used to having a fucking
What's
spiffing
fine?
fit each other, and now I'm just like, fucking hell, come
Done.
on.
It's done. It's done. Episode 5 started. We're in order. He's just put a bad vibe in the air now.
Yeah, not you have.
I have. Jordan's catching it. Like Phoebe
Bad
from
vibes.
Friends.
Throwing it, it's gone. Bad vibes over there now.
Nice. Right. Bad vibes are gone. Let's get some good vibes.
Topic. What do you think Boris Johnson's going to say tomorrow?
Ooh. So this is going to be out already when people watch this. So
That's
can
true.
we predict the future?
Oh, will we be able to predict it? I don't know what he's going to say. I haven't been keeping up with English politics.
Everyone give us 3 things that you think he's going to do or change. Go on, Rock.
Well,
I'll go, John.
I realized
Go on, Rock.
as you
Well,
were shooting me over me, I thought it was just a first come first serve.
yeah, it is now. It is now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he obviously wants schools to go back on the 8th, and I think that'll happen. I think they'll start with kids going in as the first thing they do on the 8th. And then they're talking about, some people are saying that beer gardens might be able to open along with like non-essential shops in April, but indoor hospitality will be pushed back to like, they wanted to do Easter weekend, but people are saying August for indoor hospitality. But he wants to have every single adult vaccinated by, is it June?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I think it was April, wasn't it?
No,
April?
not every adult vaccinated by April. It was like June, July, every adult, like including the people who aren't really at risk. Yeah, I think schools on the 8th, and then I think non-essential shops and gyms probably more towards end of March, beginning of April. And then I think pubs, all that other stuff, provided the R number doesn't go up, sometime in May. Sometime in May. I say mid-May. Mid-May.
Interesting.
That's my thought.
Yeah, I think schools are definitely going back. I don't think there's going to be any change on that, because even up here in Scotland, governments are pretty they're pretty hard set on getting schools back. Whether it's the right call or not is up to them.
Yeah.
I reckon certain hospitality, leisure activities will open back, like cinemas, gyms, stuff like that. And I don't think many changes are going to be made to non-essential shops. I think stuff like Primark and everything like that is just going to be pretty much the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Jamie?
I don't care, to be honest. I just want bars, restaurants, shops, pubs just to open up again. I want to be able to eat a meal in a restaurant, sat down, and it not be a fucking problem. And I want to go out and get shit-faced and it also not be a problem. Do that and I'm happy. Don't give a shit if the kids go to school.
He's talking about doing the eat out to help out again in summer to get everything back on the feet.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That was the issue.
Well, he's supposed to be extending furlough tomorrow.
Yeah, right there, mate.
The summer.
Right there.
So with him. Where's he gone?
Just the fucking. I don't give a fuck if kids go to school.
I know it's not. I
Jesus
went to
Christ.
school. I did my time. I put in the hours when I was younger. I got that school out the way. I don't care. Ignore that. Open a pub and I'll be happy.
Fair.
What are you saying, Jordan?
Just that Rishi Sunak's extending the furlough to summer, and they're also planning on doing this eat out to help out in the summer. So I don't know if they're trying to coincide the furlough ending with the eat out to help out launching in the summer.
Which is a bit counterproductive, because ending furlough is going to mean no one has money to eat out.
Yeah, but then it's like half price for everything. So you would
True.
assume.
But then I think they're ending furlough so everyone can get back to work.
So everyone can go back to work, surely, yeah.
But then this is the thing. Why have it back to back? This is the issue. The first time, as soon as something ended, like the lockdown, they just opened everything.
Yeah.
And it's absolute shit show, and then we're back in a lockdown. They need to phase things. So I think the schools will open, but I think they'll start with year 11s only, just for their exams and stuff, and then they'll slowly phase the other years in over like 2-week periods, maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I do think we'll go into a tier system again. I think they did try and push away from that, but I think they will. There's no other way you can sort it out, whether it be national or like just towns. I don't really know. Because I don't know if it works. Because people were traveling between towns anyway when there's like you shouldn't, but
for example, Rock when his dad gets his vaccine.
I feel like tiered systems can work really well if they have better enforcement of keeping people in their own counties.
Yeah, we don't have the police power though to do that.
Yeah,
there's not enough. There's not enough funding to have enough police.
Bring in the military. Bring in the military.
Do that.
Yeah. Like, we've already used a lot of them. Is it not a waste of that asset we've got of the military, just having them in fucking make sure someone doesn't leave fucking Bury? Like,
I think it's just a case of like, what's really going on right now? Like, what is the most important thing going on right now? And I would say it's getting the country back on track. So,
yeah.
It's like when for my personal experience with it was when we had the tier system, people in Bolton weren't allowed to leave Bolton because they had the highest infection rate. So I would be in work and people from Bolton would come into the place where I work because they couldn't physically go to the one in their own city because it was closed.
Yeah.
No one was stopping them. Military barricades all around Bolton. Why are you leaving Bolton? I'm going to gamble. No, you're fucking not. Go home.
Fucking RUAF roadblock. End of every street.
The problem is we're not strict. We are not strict enough.
We're not.
We're not.
I think that's a very British thing to be too lenient in the rules. Like, we're very, as a culture, we are very beat around the bush kind of people. The English, particularly. Like, you guys are very, like, hard-strung in your ways.
You guys?
Also very beat around the bush kind of people. So I don't think the British government would ever have the... This is going to sound worse than it is, but I don't think the British government will ever have the balls to militarize the restrictions. I don't think they're strong enough mentally to do it. Not that I think Scotland is. I think we're weaker than the English government in that respect. I don't think we have the balls to do anything. But we're not like America, where they will marshal states into doing what the government want. I don't think we're tough enough for that.
Fair enough. The whole furlough thing's still interesting. Like, they've extended it again, which means it basically is them saying, you know, we're going to be in this for a lot longer still.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting what they announce.
I am still here. I just need a very important quick BRB. It's unavoidable. Just 1 second.
Going for a shit.
Man, so too many laxatives again.
How about?
Did you wipe?
Wasn't a shit, mate. If it was a shit, I would have just gone where I'm sat.
My guy's wearing a nappy.
You can get away with that. It would only be me that has to sit here with it. It doesn't affect you guys.
Why is Molly not there?
Anyway.
Right.
Yeah, furlough's a bit mad. It's still kind of continuing on for so long. And do we go in a tier system? Do we not? Are the tiers going to change? Are they going to mix it up a bit compared to last time? Because I think there was some things that were ridiculous. Like, for example, my work, you know, in the highest tier that was tier 3 before tier 4 got introduced. I was still running basketball leagues for kids where we was just integrating kids from all different schools and playing against each other. Like, how was that allowed in the highest tier?
I know. I don't understand how younger kids, like 11-year-olds and below, have gotten, like, they're almost exempt from all restrictions and have been for a long time. Which really baffles me because I've never met anyone under, like, between the ages of like 6 and 11 that know how to wash their hands properly. So why are they the ones that are deemed safe? Surely that should be like 18 to 27-year-olds or 18 to 30-year-olds that should be allowed out.
What's your testing process for these 6 to 11-year-olds?
What do you mean?
You said you've never seen you don't know any 6 to 11-year-olds who can wash their hands properly.
Yeah, because I'm only 20. I still remember primary school. Everyone was walking around with dirty hands.
So it's everyone who's now your age still.
Yeah, but when we were that young, like, you're telling me when you were 7, you were good at washing your hands and keeping hygienic.
Yeah, but that's not the point that you just made. The point you just made was 6 or 7-year-olds don't know how to wash their hands.
Yeah.
You said that now. So you're saying 6 and 7-year-olds now. Yeah, but no.
They're just kids.
I think
that means you don't know how to wash your hands.
No, I was fine. It was the kids in my primary school that were
Always
ridiculous.
is the other person. It's always the other person.
Should have seen the other guy.
I've always been a stickler for clean hands because I don't like having dirty hands. It freaks me out.
I've worked in a multitude of different hospitality restaurants with people 30 to 40 years old that still don't know how to wash their fucking hands.
Good point. Good point.
I
was in
think
uni
people just
halls with a guy who was 23 who frequently went to the toilet and didn't wash his hands.
I
He nearly
think
gave us E.
the problem
coli.
is that it's not a case of 6 to 12-year-olds don't know how to wash their hands. I just don't think they're really taught properly because there's never really an immediate, you need to wash your hands. It's more a case of, you should wash your hands.
It's a laziness thing. It really is.
Certain aspects of personal hygiene aren't discussed enough among school systems. Like, obviously, brushing your teeth is always like beamed into your mind from the day you can comprehend words. You need to brush your teeth twice a day. Keep doing it. But washing your hands is never talked about in the same urgency. It's very weird.
Yeah. I agree.
Until recently.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
I had to. Let the people know what's going
Mine's
on.
in the living room.
First time he's ever done that.
It's not even hand wash.
Never seen that in my life.
Use the wrong tube.
Jesus Christ. This does sound sticky, to be fair.
Fucking hell.
So
Jordan, tell us about Valheim. This phenomenon that is
soon to be the best-selling game on Steam.
Very quickly getting there. It's got I checked like half an hour ago. It had 103k viewers on Twitch, which was beating Rocket League before the tournament started. But yeah, it's a Viking survival game. It does it differently than other survival games do it because there's a very clear sense of progression when you're playing it. It's, you start with nothing. You build your first house. It's one of those games where it's really satisfying everything you do, because to build your own house, you build it like you would essentially build a house in real life. You have to have support beams to keep your walls up. So you couldn't just like Minecraft block a house up in 2 minutes. Like you have to have supports running up the corners of your walls, supports running around the bottom of the walls to keep the floors in place. And like if you've got a roof, you need beams to support the roof. And it's just really good. Like you cook. To cook, you have to make a fire on the floor, and you have to put your cooking rack on top of the fire so it cooks the meat and stuff like that. And then you just gradually, like sort of like Minecraft does it, where you gradually get better tiers of materials to get. There's like, I think there's 5 layers. There's like meadows, which is where you start, where everything's like sort of easy. And then you got the dark forest, which is where things are like you run into dungeons and like trolls and baddies and stuff. And then I think the next one after that's the mountains where the snow is, and there's 2 more that I haven't seen yet. But I played for like 12 hours and I don't think I've even made a dent in the game yet.
So when there are like
go on.
Sorry, go on.
Go on. No, go on. You go.
I was just gonna say, so there are like enemies you can dot about killing, just like AI.
Yeah,
like in the world. It's
all AI based. It's a PvE game. You can put PvP on if you really want to fight your friends, but it's mostly PvE, and there is a lot of things to fight. Like a lot of things to fight. There's so far I've encountered like there's these things called Greylings, which are like the first kind of enemy you meet. Greylings and Necks. Necks are like these little lizard people that are really easy to kill, and then they've got Greylings, which are like, I don't really know how to describe them. They're just like goblins, I guess. But then you've got different types of Greylings, like Greyling shamans that heal, Greyling brutes that are like quite powerful, Grey dwarfs, and then there's trolls, which are huge. You've got skeletons. There's loads, and that's only like what I've seen so far. There's dungeons. You can go into like burial chambers to get loot.
What's it most like, this game? Like
what's it like most?
What's it most like?
I kind of want to say like the forest without the cannibals. It's sort of like a Minecraft
That's
vibe.
what I thought it was going to be like. So I was going to ask you, we spoke about it the other day. You said a guy was in his base and then he died and spawned miles away from his base or whatever. So does that mean that when you build your base, you've not got like a save point, or?
It's when you sleep in a bed. So you have to put a bed down in your base, and to sleep in your bed, it has to be near a fire. Yeah, so your bed has to be near a fire. You can't really build a fire in your house without a chimney because you'll die from smoke inhalation. Like you have to have a chimney or somewhere for the smoke to go out of if you can have a fire in your house. But yeah, like what I see a lot of people doing is they'll build their first base. You get all your equipment ready to fight the first, because there's a boss in each tier. There's like 5 bosses. You'll gather all the stuff you need to fight your first boss. Once you've killed your first boss, you unlock a power. The first boss's power you can use once every 20 minutes, and it reduces like your stamina cost from doing actions by like 60% for 5 minutes. And then once you've got that power, you unlock like the next tier, because I think the boss drops a pickaxe, and then when you get that pickaxe, you can start mining minerals. And then the game does it in a sense where you open the crafting menu and it doesn't show you everything you can make. It shows you only the things that you can learn with the materials you've found. So only when you pick up your first piece of copper or tin will it show you the things you can make with copper and tin.
Right.
So it kind of progressively shows you what you can make rather than throwing everything at you and being like, here's everything you can make in the game. Because I think if it showed you everything you could make in the game at the start, it would baffle your head.
Is it like Minecraft in the sense that you can't mine, let's say, diamond with a wooden axe?
Yeah, so the first pickaxe you get when you mine copper, you maybe get like 1 copper for every like 3 nodes you mine. But when you build a bronze pickaxe, you can get like double that from using a better tiered item.
Okay.
But say if you try and cut down, I think it's a birch tree with a stone axe, it'll just say too hard, as in like you can't chop it down with that axe. So I assume it does it the same with the pickaxe. It'll just say like too hard, you can't mine it. But what I see a lot of streamers doing is they'll build the base, get all the bits they need to defeat the first boss, kill the first boss, and then when you unlock the next area, because the map's huge, you would literally spend longer than 24 hours running from like where you spawn to the edge. They will go to like the next zone, the Dark Forest zone, and build another house and mine everything there and just keep going and going and going. But the problem is monsters can attack your house in the night, and you have to defend it. So you don't really want to be in a place like the Dark Forest with no gear, because this is how the guy died. He kept building into new zones with like very little gear, and he'd get his ass kicked. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. It's got like a RuneScape style skilled system as well. So you get like the more trees you cut down, the better you get wood cutting. The more you fight with the sword, the better skill you get with the sword. You do more damage with it over time. It's just like one of them games where the sense of progression is really like fulfilling.
And does increasing your skill at like wood cutting, for example, does that give you the ability to cut down harder trees with weaker tools? So is there a point you get to where you can cut down birch with stone?
I haven't managed to cut down birch with the stone axe, but every time I make the next tier of axe, there is no real reason to keep the previous tier, because so if it runs out of durability, you can repair it for free at the bench that you. So anything made of wood, you would repair at the normal workbench. Anything made of like bronze, you would repair at the forge, but you can repair it for free. So there's no real reason to keep lesser tools, if you get me. Or if you play with your friend who's ahead of you, just get them to make you a bronze axe, so you don't have to use stone one or whatever.
All right. Sounds very cool.
So if you play with friends, then say you already had a house built and you invite me and Rock, for example, not Joe because he won't like it. You invite us to the game. We go to your house. If we sleep in your bed, would that be a save point for us?
I think it would. I haven't actually had anyone come on to try it, but I wouldn't see why not. But I would encourage you and Rock to build your own house, because it's super satisfying once you actually figure it out. Because I was tearing my hair out wondering why my roof kept caving in and my stairs kept falling down. And I was like, I'm literally living in a half-built council house at the minute. A shed with a fire in it. And then once I figured it out, and it was because you've got your hammer, and once you've got your hammer out and you can build everything, you mouse over your walls and they've got a color. So if the walls are green, it means they're really sturdy, and it goes from like green to like amber to red. And if it's red and you build on it, it'll collapse. So you want to put your supports in, and anything that's red will change to green or yellow, depending on how supported you've made it. But it's really satisfying. I've got a nice little shed on a hillside that leads down to a dock where I've made a little raft to go across the ocean at the minute. So once you guys join, I'm thinking of building like a little Kattegat kind of seaside town.
Yeah, so we can just throw houses next to each other then.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds good. One for next week.
Aye.
And is there like a money system?
Yeah, so in the dungeons, I've found coins, and I know
Right.
there's a merchant in the game. I just haven't got a clue where he is because I found coins and rubies and gold nuggets that I can sell to him. I just haven't come across him yet, so I don't know whereabouts he is.
And I'm guessing it's not like an open world kind of game like WoW, where just like everyone who's playing is playing together.
No, it's server based, so
Right.
10 to a server.
Okay.
And they might do something like that. They've got a whole roadmap of what they plan on releasing. You should have to check
All
it
right.
out.
So at the minute, you could play on your own then, essentially.
At the minute, I am playing on my own. Yeah, it's just me.
All right.
In a PvE world.
That's pretty decent. Down to try it, definitely. I was a bit put off by the idea of being bombarded by a higher level when you're trying to build.
No, it's not like Rust. It's literally you would just be playing on my server. There are no community servers. It's just your hosting.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. Look forward to playing that.
Yeah, we'll have to get on it next
Very
week or something.
Yeah.
So do you think this is going to take over and take a number one spot in a lot of games?
The reason I think it's doing so well isn't because it does what it does good. I mean, it does, but I think it's just because the market's so stale right now that anything that comes out that does something well is going to take the market by storm because nobody's doing anything at the minute. You look on the main page of Twitch at the first 3 lines of games and you tell me there's something there that you haven't seen in the last 2-3 years. Like,
yeah.
There's nothing.
GTA is still smashing it, isn't it, really?
Yep, GTA
the game's
5
just fucking going.
When GTA 6, what's going on with that?
Good question. I keep hearing a lot about it, but
Grand Theft Auto 6 pre-order, what? Oh.
Yeah,
are pre-orders out?
Valheim right now it's got 90k on Twitch. It's double Escape from Tarkov.
How is the late great Cyberpunk doing?
I've literally not seen anything.
I've heard good things, but I've still not picked it back up because I'm still waiting.
Still waiting. Fair.
I'm not too sure if they're going to be updating it as frequently as possible with this whole leak that's happened, the source code, source files.
Oh yeah, and people are like
they're-
modding it and shit already.
I don't know if their attention's focused elsewhere, but
I think games like Cyberpunk and like GTA and stuff, they should be incredibly open to modders. Like
I do as well.
Bethesda games, they're very open to modders. I think games like Cyberpunk would benefit from it a lot.
Games like that add a lot of replayability to me. Like if you if you play Skyrim through as a warrior and you go, okay, I want to play it through again as an archer or ranger. Okay, I want to play it as a thief. Okay, I want to play it as a sorcerer. Okay, you're still playing the same storyline.
Yeah,
you might be experiencing it a little bit differently, but you still know the outcome of everything you're doing. But like with mods, you can do so. Like there's a standalone mod on Steam for Skyrim, and it's got it's fully voice acted. There's I think 20 to 40 hours of content that's just player made. I can't actually remember the name of it. I was trying to see if I could see it, but it's just that's all been done by guys who've modded it.
Yeah,
it's entirely a new game, and it's just what it just brings more people will buy Skyrim to play the mods. Like it's just.
I mean, that's kind of like what's happened with Fallout New Vegas recently. A brand new massive mod came out, and it's essentially just an overhaul of the game. So they've got graphic updates, story updates, full voice acting for all the new characters. I think there's something like 45 to 55 hours of new gameplay that isn't just altered gameplay from the story. Plus you can play the story on top of these new quests. So it's they've basically made a whole new game on the same game. And I think that's why Bethesda games last so long and make Bethesda so much money, because they're so open to that being done with their games.
Yeah,
it's great.
What I think they can do to stop people there's World of Warcraft, for instance, has just had a massive stint with one of the top raiders in one of the guilds who made he made an add-on for people. Basically, to break it down for people who don't play World of Warcraft, in the dungeons in the game, which is 5-man content, where you can go in with your friends and get loot.
Never played it.
Yeah. At end game, there's Mythic Plus, which is like running these dungeons, but if you do it on +10, it's like more difficult. So you're doing the dungeon that's more difficult. You have to complete it in a certain amount of time. And they add modifiers on it where like you kill a bot, you kill something and it leaves a pool on the floor. And if you stand in that pool, you take damage. Or there'll be exploding orbs that you have to kill before they explode because they'll deal damage to everybody. Like just fun things that make it a race against time. And this top raider made a mod tool for it that where people around the world could share their best way to do the dungeon, the quickest routes, the best packs to pull to make the time limit. And someone asked when he was going to update it, and he turned around and said, well, actually, fuck you, I'm going to put a paywall on it now, so you can't use it unless you pay for it. And he got absolutely slated on, and even the hosting sites for his mods took his mod down because it's against terms of service. You can't charge for a mod. You make all the mods you want, but don't charge for it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So people could do that for Skyrim, like make a brand new story mod. Yeah, sure. Ask for donations, but don't specifically charge people to use that mod.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's essentially making profit off of someone else's game.
Yeah,
it's
someone
like
else's game. You might have done the mod work.
copyright.
You didn't create the textures or do the voice act, like all that kind of stuff. You didn't do any of that. There's another way to do it. I mean, Bethesda are still making the money if you buy Skyrim to play it, so everybody wins, really.
Yeah.
So, in the world of the cinema, what's going on here then? I feel like films are getting delayed and delayed. When are they going to start back up?
Hopefully soon, because fucking life's boring.
I'm going to actually check when James Bond's going out because that keeps getting delayed.
James Bond.
Need to fucking cancel it.
Who's the new James Bond?
Has
that been decided
yet?
Yet?
It's not James Bond, it's 007.
Well, who's the new 007?
Some woman.
And then that Lashana Lynch.
Not Idris Elba, and I'm furious.
Me too. I wish it was Idris Elba.
Doesn't affect my life one bit, because I think they're all shit.
So what are they going to call the character with it being a woman? Because obviously James Bond
just
has
007.
always been the
just
name.
an agent number.
Is that it?
Yeah. Pretty certain it's just an... She'll have... Well, it's not changing the name. 007 is just the agent number. It's not...
Yeah, but I mean, the agent's always been James Bond.
that you know of because of the films. I mean, I'm sure there's books and stories out there that say otherwise. And that's why they're now changing it to just 007. That's why it's now 007 instead of James Bond. It's like, what's the film called with Taron Egerton or whatever his name is?
Kingsman.
Yeah. They're like a collective, aren't they?
That's been delayed.
Specific person.
Since like 2019.
What, the new 007 movie?
No, the new The King's Men. I think it's going to be called the new one. Or The King's Man.
So the first one was pretty decent, to be fair.
Yeah, first one was
very, very interesting, quirky take on the secret
manners maketh man.
I do think that sort of genre of movies of spies and secret service and stuff is, especially with the James Bond franchise blowing up so much, it's definitely becoming a bit oversaturated, I think.
Just a side note, James Bond's No Time to Die has been pushed back again, and it's now being released on the 8th of October, 2021.
Oh, so this year?
It's going to be this year anyway. It's going to be like April, I think. It got pushed back the second time to April. Now it's been pushed back the third time to October.
Cancel it.
Just fucking get rid of it. Scrap it.
Cancel you, lad.
Cancel it. No one cares. Cancel it.
A lot of people care. And I will be there.
Was there not meant to be a...
I'll be there with me Willie out in the back.
Then one thing you need to cancel. More Star Wars shows.
Fuck off. You don't even agree with that yourself.
There's a lot coming out these days.
Are you telling me you won't watch the Obi-Wan series?
I'll probably watch it.
Fair, exactly. Shut your face.
One Star Wars series I'm very excited for is the... I always butcher the pronunciation of this name. Ashoka?
Sorry.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. That series looks really good. Like, it looks like it's going to be pretty good.
It's just like let's take the Clone Wars and give Ahsoka her own thing.
Wait, you not watched Mandalorian, Rock?
No. I still don't have Disney Plus, mate. I get all my info from trailers.
You should watching trailers.
I think you should definitely watch The Mandalorian. Just like I really like Pedro Pascal, so you can't really. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but
isn't he playing Joel in The Last of Us series?
I think so.
Or film, one of the two.
I say that I've just
watched. I'm pretty certain it is. I'm gonna just check this.
I watched The Mandalorian and then I immediately watched Narcos after it. So I'm kind of getting my Pedro Pascal fix at the moment.
I used to love Narcos. I watched. How many seasons are there of Narcos? I think there's 5, right?
I'm not sure. I'm just finishing season 1 at the minute.
I think I finished season 2 and then stopped watching it. Not for any specific reason. I just stopped watching it. Very good show though.
HBO's The Last of Us confirms casting of Pedro Pascal as Joel. So TV series coming soon.
I wonder what story they're gonna follow. Are they gonna do like the first The Last of Us, or are they gonna do the second? Because if it's the second, I don't think the series is gonna do as well as they hope it's gonna do.
Not played either of the games.
The first one's very good. Wow. I've heard very bad things about the second, but I've never played it.
I've heard very mixed. I've heard people absolutely love it. I've heard people hate it. Apparently there's something in it that there's a lot of people who don't like it because I think one of the voice actors in it did something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Or I think someone said she either sounds or looks like a very butch lesbian, and a lot of people have been giving her grief about it.
Kind of like this Cara Dune stuff in Mandalorian.
Yeah. I mean, that was
sacking her off because of some old tweets and some very strong opinions.
Yeah,
I think she has.
I think that as a whole is just ridiculous doing that to people.
Well, she lost a Disney show as well, didn't she? Because she put in her Instagram bio "be, bop, and boop" for her pronouns, as in like taking the piss out of people who identify as like he, her, he, him, and that kind of stuff. She put "be, bop, and boop," and Pedro Pascal apparently had to sit down and explain to her why people use pronouns and what it all means. And then she apologized, saying she genuinely didn't get it, but she still had a rights to a Disney show stripped from her.
I think it's a bit bullshit that that happens. I mean, I'm not going to go into it because I don't think we should on the podcast, but it's kind of like this whole Johnny Depp, Amber Heard stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't agree with it. Think it's wrong. Not going to go into too much detail on it. But I just don't understand why big companies are removing people from films and TV shows over things that happened ages ago or their opinions, because frankly, it's nothing to do with them. Yeah. I understand the effects it can have on it, but it's kind of like racism in football and in all sports, but football at the minute, it's quite prolific, quite strong. And you're never going to get rid of it. I don't think you'll ever get rid of racism in football. No. Don't get me wrong, I would love for it to go. I don't think racism should exist, but it's never going to go. And I think there's too many trolls on the internet. You're never going to get rid of you get rid of one fake account, that person just makes a new one. Yeah. It's just, why can everyone else do it? But a celebrity of some certain stature did one thing ages ago, and all of a sudden now they can't have a TV show or a film. I think it's bullshit.
But this is the thing, times have changed. Times have changed. It's like when you go back, Little Britain, that won't be allowed now. Yeah. You know what I mean? But times changed. But also it's another one that was ridiculous was when my guy went on I'm a Celebrity. Conor Maynard's brother, what's his name? Jack Maynard.
Maynard, yeah.
He got kicked off, didn't he, for a tweet he did 10 years earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Something homophobic, calling someone gay or something, replying to someone.
I think something like that is like you can tweet something in like when you're young, and obviously you shouldn't tweet it, and it's very offensive. It can have really horrible effects on certain groups of people, and it can come across with poor connotations. But that doesn't mean that in even 6 months of tweeting something along those lines, you can change your perspective on
exactly
that group or your own position in that community. Like, if someone tweets something homophobic in like 2004, by 2005 they could have a whole different appreciation for the LGBT community and could be an ally. There are loads of people coming forward very recently. Like, obviously it's been happening generally, but people with like anti-Semitic and racist Nazi tattoos, there's been a big surge in people getting them removed because they want
covered up.
Yeah, and like because they have changed the way they feel, and they don't associate with that lifestyle anymore. But I don't think they should be disallowed from following their dreams because they previously had those tattoos. That doesn't represent them now.
In not the tattoo thing, but saying something or not understanding something, like that Mandalorian thing we was talking about. What they should do, I think, is if the person didn't understand something or said something out of context or whatever, educate that person, give them the time to educate them. Oh, this is like an hour sit down with someone and just explain it to them. And then if they apologize, like, and go, okay, wow, I actually do understand this now. Fair enough, carry on. But if they turn around and go, still ridiculous that.
Yeah.
Then you go, right, get off.
Yeah. If they have no sort of signs of changing or not changing, but understanding. Because you can have an opinion about something and still respect the opposition. That doesn't mean you're like a hateful person.
Not at all.
I mean, I quite liked her in the Mandalorian series as well. I thought
I did. She played it really well.
I thought, yeah, she's a really good actress. I know there's a lot of Star Wars fans out there who didn't know why she was in that role and thought there should have been someone else casted, but Gina Carano was pretty decent, I thought. And I think they've just missed now. They need to make a replacement, for another strong female character, because that's becoming more and more the thing these days. A long time ago, there wasn't really any strong female characters, main characters in any TV shows.
Yeah.
I'd say probably until maybe Game of Thrones came out, when, a lot of the main characters were females. And that was only really, it's obviously started a few years ago, but it only ended a couple, 1 year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just reading,
a while ago, it never used to be a thing. There never used to be a woman who was a leading role in TV shows of that sort of stature, action, fantasy. And not many that I can think of anyway, not many popular ones.
Yeah.
Always males. But I just think they've kind of cut themselves short by cutting someone out of a TV show that's growing very quickly.
Yeah.
And very popular.
They missed a big opportunity.
Yeah, now they've got to, I'd say, replace with another person and a completely different character, because you can't just you can't change the actress now in that character, because it just makes the show a whole farce.
Yeah.
You need to now bring a completely new character in
and give it development and like make the audience connect. It's just so much more hassle than is necessary for the show.
Yeah, I mean, we can't. I was going to go on to a tangent, but we can't because you've not seen it. So,
what are you going to say, Jordan?
I was intrigued by Rourke mentioned about the mods for Fallout New Vegas before, and it got me remembering that there was a new mod coming out for it, the Frontier it's called. So I've just been off screen trying to remember the name of it, and I found it, and it says Fallout The Frontier, an enormous mod for Fallout New Vegas, has been years in development and launched just last week. It has now been taken offline by its creators because one developer is alleged to have posted animated pedophilic content on their personal artist accounts. So the entire mod has been taken down because one artist has posted pedophilic things on his art account. It's just
Get rid of that.
Literally, while we were just talking about Gina being fired for her tweets, and then I'm just reading that this guy, they've taken the entire mod down because an artist on his own personal account has posted something like that.
So everyone else's hard work's been slapped by one other person.
Yeah, like I understand that it's bad, but like, it's not in the mod. The mod is a separate. Like, why take the mod down? The mod is
take him away from the mod.
Yeah, take him. Take him away. Take his standing in the mod away, and then just let the others that aren't,
I mean, I guess in legality, you would have to still credit him for his assets, and maybe that's why they've taken it down. But it just seems like something that you've just taken years to make. I mean, there's got to be an easier way to deal with it than just taking the entire thing down. I don't know.
But surely, like, there are ways to get people to sign over their rights so that you don't have to credit them. And in a situation like that, it might be pretty easy. Because, obviously they're probably going to go to prison for that. Unless it was very long ago and they've already, dealt with it. But
yeah, quite possibly. I just saw it as we were talking about her being kicked from the Mandalorian, and then this guy's been, obviously the mod's been taken down because one dude. Crazy.
Yeah.
Anybody have any closing comments?
Hope you're all having a great week.
Don't tweet anything now, because 10 years from now
you get slapped for it.
You won't get a job.
Yeah, if you are racist or have Nazi tattoos, you can change. Starting from today can make a difference.
Yeah.
For the next generation.
And you know how you can do that? Some Steel Esports merch.
Cop the merch.
Gamers
Cop
apparel.
the merch, which only one of us is wearing today, but is what it is.
I took the hoodie off. It was too hot. Hot stuff, mate. I had to take it off.
This is a fresh Garms. This is brand new.
Is that the new one?
Yeah, nice, sleek logo.
Smaller logo.
Very comfortable. I don't come with a t-shirt, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
I'm taken, unfortunately, for you guys, not for me. Wait, what did you say? What did you say?
What?
You just go, okay.
I didn't say anything. I said, oh no.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching or listening to episode 5 of the Stay Steel podcast. We thank you all so much for watching. All socials are down below. Make sure you check us all out. Follow, subscribe, hit the ring notification bell, all that good stuff. And I guess we'll see you in the next episode. Drop some comments down below. We'd love to interact and also develop conversations based upon your comments. So let's get that done, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.